Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Texas Motor Speedway for the second round of the alternate IndyCar Series season for 2023. We right now are here for some good old-fashioned super speedway racing as 33 drivers will take on the high banks of Texas. Tire wear will be a big issue today, along with just trying to keep your car underneath you, as these new cars aren't exactly the nicest around the Texas Motor Speedway, as it is shown. And there's going to be a very different crop of drivers, I think, that are strong today versus last week, or the last race at St. Petersburg. Let's take a look at our starting grid in general. All right. Starting from the back, we have Ben Hanley. Again, one of the back markers, along with back row extraordinaire, Johnny Ciccato Jr. Devlin DeFrancesco kind of starts in the same spot, as does Benjamin Peterson. Dan Ticktum is not a qualifier, I've noticed, and he is starting in the back because of that. Pippa Mann and Oliver Behrman are up there as well, with Stingray Robb actually performing quite a bit better than he did at St. Petersburg, and a driver who has performed quite a bit worse was front row starter and winner of St. Pete, first-time winner, Romain Grosjean, who wins his first IndyCar race. Antonio Giovinazzi did not do well, and the Ferraris don't seem to have a very good aero package for super speedway racing, as Christian Lundgaard starting alongside. Jack Harvey and David Malukas are on the next row up, along with Scott McLaughlin and Nicholas Latifi. Latifi actually looks stronger on the ovals than he does on the road course, which is kind of surprising for a road course racer. On the next row, we got Robert Schwartzman and Liam Lawson. They are going to be very interesting. That's going to be a very interesting combo there. Colton Herta and Kyle Kirkwood, along with Callum Ilott and Simon Pagino. Will Power and Rinus VeeKay on the next row, with Santino Ferrucci and Alex Palou. Connor Daly and Joseph Newgarden, Felix Rosenqvist and Marcus Ericsson, with Scott Dixon and Pato Award on the second row, with Alexander Rossi and Graham Rahal on the front row. Rossi is our pole sitter today. So a couple of things that, like I said, we were going to be talking about is accidents. They are very risky here, and Texas Motor Speedway is one of the more dangerous tracks on the schedule. We hope we don't have any accidents today. However, I'm sure we'll probably get one or two, and definitely tire wear. This track is not easy on tires, and that will be something to watch as we get going, but green flag is out. Alexander Rossi leads the field down to the green here. Did not get a good start for Dixon back there. And Pato Award now is already trying to take over second position, already looking for the lead on Rossi. Ericsson also now trying to slot into third place there, getting alongside of Rahal as they go through turns 3 and 4. Here comes Felix Rosenqvist on the inside, now trying to get underneath Rahal. Ericsson looking very strong there. And it looks like it's a clean start throughout the field. We were worried about the pack racing at the start. Obviously, we don't want pack racing. We've seen too many times in IndyCar before that it leads to very unfavorable situations, so we're hoping that this pack spreads out quite quickly. As that would be... Oh, almost contact there between, I believe that's Lawson and Herta. We don't want that too often, but it looks like the pack is starting to spread itself out. There's Callum Ilott as well in the Andretti Autosport car. By lap 12 and lap 13 now, Santino Ferrucci has already been on quite a move through the field here. He started quite a ways down the order, and he is already kind of flying up through the order as quickly as possible. However, he is going to be starting to make his charge through this field. Ferrucci is one of the fastest cars on the track right now. Going to be one to watch, Santino Ferrucci in the AJ Foyt car, because the Foyt cars are not very strong on the road courses, and, well, they haven't been strong much of anywhere. And Ferrucci doing this well has been quite strong. By lap 17, we're already seeing Ben Hanley getting lapped here. Ben Hanley is not going to be a driver that a lot of people are going to want to see. He has very limited oval experience, and there are a lot of concerns about how the field is going to deal with lap traffic here, as the leading three, as Ericsson has dropped back, and Rahal has caught up to the leading two. McLaren's there, as Rahal and them all get by Ben Hanley. There was a near miss here between between Ben Hanley and Rinus VeeKay there. They nearly got into an accident there. Luckily, it didn't end up into anything more serious than that. But, yes, that was a near big incident there. Meanwhile, we got a battle for the lead heating up between Pato O'Ward and Alex Rossi. O'Ward is now making a move on O'Ward, or on Rossi here. O'Ward is. This is the kind of racing that we expect to see out of Texas. This is the first lead change here on lap 20. And it looks like, Rossi's car is a little bit more, shaky on the, tire wear compared to, O'Ward. So they made a swap, but it looks like Rahal is also going to get in between there. That's not exactly what, Rossi really wants to do there, or what the pack really, what the two McLarens really wanted was to see Rahal get in the middle there, but great to see the McLaren team really working on their team. Back to Santino Ferrucci. He is up from 9th. The last time we saw him up to P6 now. He is currently flying through this field here on lap 22, and here he goes on Dixon now. What a move by Santino Ferrucci, a great young American hero. Flying through this field. And now, Ferrucci is up. Oh, looks like Daly is following him by Dixon there. As here goes Ferrucci now as he's going to try and take on Ericsson. And now here comes Ferrucci for 4th position here 2 laps later. Underneath, Marcus Ericsson here. And Santino Ferrucci has been the hardest charging car through the field here. I believe he started back in like 14th. And in 26 laps, he's already up to 4th. He is going to be a driver to watch as this race continues, as Texas Motor Speedway is rewarding the great young American heroes out there on the track. As we kind of go through the field here, you can see the field's really strung themselves out quite a bit here. As the tires are kind of falling off. See how much slower they're going around the track here. Not a lot of side-by-side action, which is kind of what we want from Texas Motor Speedway. We don't want too many issues going on here. Meanwhile, Graham Rahal now is making a move on Pato O'Ward on the inside. Here comes Rahal down low, taking over the lead here at Texas Motor Speedway. Graham Rahal, who has won here before at Texas, is a bit of a super speedway master. However, he will not be denied of taking the lead there as the two McLarens kind of have fallen lockstep in line behind him. And we'll see if they use their ability to try and get Graham Rahal here. Things would be calm for the next little bit. However, they would lap, the leaders would lap Devlin DeFrancesco and Dan Ticktum. However, they are coming up to lap Pippa Mann and Benjamin Peterson. However, we're hearing that Graham Rahal's thinking about pitting here. Or pitting really soon here. Yes, I believe he is coming in now. So Rahal is going to be the first one to pit. And what this is going to do is open up his ability to come out undercutting, basically, which is typically a road course thing we see VeeKay also in as well. Undercutting is going to work, I think, here because the tire fall off is so big here. And I think an undercut could end up playing in Rahal's favor now, along with VeeKay and with Ilott here. Especially considering that the McLarens did not pit very quickly here, and they're still out on lap 44. You don't want that too often here because they're now staying out longer here, as here comes Rahal out of the pits here. As it's going to be interesting to see how these drivers kind of deal with the pit stop strategy here, because this track is very, very difficult for tire wear. And I'm very interested to see how much of a lead Rahal can get on these new tires. The McLarens would pit now, along with the majority of the rest of the field here. As here they come out into the pits here. This is going to be a big merge point for them. So now it's all up to Rahal to try and see how much he can gap. He just unlapped himself to them. As, oh, there's a bit of contact there between Hanley and Rahal there. Hanley slides up the track. And Rahal blasts by. That was a near disaster there for the race, for what we're expecting will be the race leader of this event, being Graham Rahal. Near disaster, though. Really bad stop, though, for Santino Ferrucci there. He went from 4th, and I believe he has dropped quite a bit down the order there. And that's going to be something that these drivers he will not enjoy seeing that as, wow, look at the lead Rahal got. Rahal up there, and the two McLarens are all the way back here. He's got about a 5-second lead there, just from short pitting and undercutting the McLarens by a few laps. Just shows what it means to have fresh tires around this track. Scott Dixon also had a really bad pit stop here. He fell from about 6th on the order down to, I believe, all the way down to maybe 11th here. Not what you want to see here if you're a Scott Dixon fan, because he had really bad pit stops at St. Pete as well, and now it seems to be costing him here at Texas. Another two cars on the move since the restart, or not since the restart, since the last pit stop has been Joseph Newgarden and Callum Ilott, as it looks like these two are trying to set themselves up, or it looks like Newgarden's trying to set up himself up on a move on Ilott here. However, DeFrancesco is going to be used as a bit of a pick here, it looks like, as here they go down low. Really solid racing out of Texas Motor Speedway so far in this event, as the tires are already starting to fall off. Not maybe 10 laps, 11 laps into this run, as here goes Newgarden on Ilott. You can just see kind of how the racing is here at Texas. It's a very strung-out affair, but this is kind of what we want out of Texas. We don't want to see these high-powered pack races that we used to see with some of our older cars here that could result in some pretty nasty situations. Here goes Pato O'Ward on Rossi for second. The two McLarens switching spots here. And here they go. This is a good kind of setup here between these two, as there's a lot of lap traffic in front of them. Rossi's doing a good job holding the outside, but I don't necessarily know if he's going to hold it here. I think O'Ward's going to get this spot here at the line. Yes, he is, as Stingray Robb is going to hold up Rossi. 2 years ago, Alex Palou was the series champion. Now he is in a contract dispute, as we're hearing that next year he's going to go to McLaren. Palou now didn't do that great at St. Pete, but he's doing quite a lot better today. He is currently one of the fastest cars on track, as he is just kind of blasting around this track, and he might actually try and make an outside move here on Herta, it looks like, because it looks like Herta is really struggling with his teammate DeFrancesco there. Now there's Hanley again. Hanley is being a horrible backmarker today, as it looks like Palou is going to get held up a little bit here. O'Ward and Rossi now. Remember how I said Rahal had a very early pit stop? Well, those couple of laps are now catching up with him, because now these two drivers are really chasing Rahal down. They've cut the lead in half from about 5 seconds down to about 2.5, and they're roughly chugging away at a very consistent margin, about 0.2 a lap quicker. So watch these two as they get closer. We're going to go on board with Alexander Rossi here and just show you what a lap at Texas Motor Speedway is really like from his helmet cam. Just watch the speeds around this track to see what drivers can do. I'm going to go quiet for the next lap, but ooh, there's a battle in front there. I believe that is Latifi and one of the maybe Rahal Letterman cars, but I'm going to shut up here for a minute. I like how the only way you can see the warning label on the e-cigarette ad is just by getting this close to the rear wing of the O'Ward car there, but I digress. E-cigarettes are bad, children. And the lead is now down to just about 1.5 seconds between Rahal and the two McLarens as they're closing in here. There's Ben Hanley and Dan Ticktum, Liam Lawson are going to hold up Rahal a bit here. As there we go, as Rahal now is getting by Liam Lawson. And that's going to be a very interesting maneuver there. As we look a little further back, you can see the two McLarens are getting really, really close there to them. Oh, we got contact in the back! There we go! That is going to be a caution, as Hanley has taken out the two McLarens. And that's going to be a yellow, and I think that's suspension damage on those cars. And Rossi got a big chunk there. too, and I think that car might be done too, looking at how it's kind of crab walking around the track. He didn't crash it that much, but he did get some side pod damage there. And here we go, as they come off the corner here, you can just see, oh! Here it is again, and it looks like, what are you doing, Ben Hanley? What are you doing? Ben Hanley just comes up right into Award's path and causes a pretty big pileup there. And that's going to be Award, Hanley, and Rossi out of the race. Now you're probably wondering, how did Rossi get out from that seemingly minor hit there, but it did damage the suspension quite substantially here, as you're going to see. Hanley goes up into Award, and right there, that little hit, that's all it does. We're on board with Nicholas Latifi, who's the next car back behind this group, and you're seeing Award goes to the high line. Hanley doesn't see him up there, and the accident happens, and what can you do? Just a smoke screen. Luckily, Latifi made the right move. Controversial penalty here as Nicholas Latifi comes out of the pit lane and ends up getting into Callum Ilott, and they actually would ping, as Ilott's coming in, they would actually ping Latifi on an unsafe release, as it looks like Malukas got a bit of damage there as well. Luckily, not enough to cause Latifi to get out of the race there. Ooh, also some contact there between the 9 and the Daly car. There was no penalty for that, but Latifi would get an EOLL penalty. New IndyCar rules have stated that basically almost every car will get a wave around if they're one lap down or more. They will get one of their laps back. So here we go. Green flag is out again, and away we go down into turn number 1. It looks like a great start for Rahal. Daly is in second with VK in third. Ferrucci's already starting to make moves now that the two McLarens are gone. Here we go. Santino Ferrucci dives to the inside. And we've got now a battle, as it looks like Daly's now taking over the lead from Rahal. Connor Daly leads the Texas Motor Speedway IndyCar race here. The Expel 187.5, I think, is the mileage on this. I think that's what I calculated it as. Hold on one sec. 1.5 times 124, 186, I'm sorry. The Expel 186 here as, oh, now we got, here comes Rahal back down low on Daly. Daly would lead one lap, and now here comes Santino Ferrucci with him. Santucci, as he's known as, takes over second position as Daly's going to lose a number of spots, or at least a couple of spots there. Will he get in front of Newgarden? Looks like it. Good move by Daly to slot in line. The question now remains, will Ferrucci be able to make this move there? As here goes Herta trying to make a move on VK. VK is losing a number of spots as well. As there we go, as we keep going down the order, VK not doing what he wants right now, but he's been stuck on the outside, and this is a very one-groove track on the inside. As here goes, oh, there's the sole remaining McLaren left, that being Rosenqvist. Felix Rosenqvist, and the only McLaren left. He is carrying the mantra once again for McLaren at this stage. Really close battle here between Alex Palou and Simon Pagenaud. Pagenaud actually is going to be the first car to really try one of these crazy kind of side draft moves that you might see in NASCAR. And it looks like some near contact there between VK and Pagenaud there. Looks like, however, Palou is going to get actually a draft down the backstretch here, and this is where things are going to get real hairy here, but you got to be real careful that you don't cause too much of an issue as they enter the front stretch. Ooh, almost contact there again, but these guys are professionals, and they are not going to make contact here. We have a new challenger who looks really quick. This is Callum Ilott in the 88 car. He has come from basically the back of the field on that restart. He had a really slow pit stop, and now he is all the way up to 17th. Which is quite impressive, and you're going to see as this goes on, he is just picking off cars left and right. And he is by far one of the fastest cars on the track at this current stage of the event. By lap 90, he's already up to 10th position, and he's already gained like 7 spots in like 6 laps. So he has really done a great job getting by some of this traffic here, and he's going to keep going here, Ilott has. He's going to try his teammate there. Ooh, Rosenqvist with an aggressive block there on Palou. But, gotta be real careful you don't get into too much trouble here, as Ilott is doing a fantastic job. Could we have, I mean, he's still got to chase down some of these leaders way up the order, and he's still 3 seconds back, so he's got a long way to catch, and he's kind of marred in traffic, but his recovery drive since that bad pit stop has been nothing short of spectacular. Ilott is already up to 5th place by lap 94, and that is just showing what, honestly, some fantastic driving ability from Callum Ilott. I mean, he's up to 5th place, and only a handful of laps ago he was down in 17th. Ilott is motoring through the field. He is by far the fastest car on the track right now. Ooh, we got some two-wide racing here as here goes Rosenqvist on VK here. Don't want too many issues here. Oh, what is Herta doing? Herta's going for 3 wide. Oh, okay. 2 wide's okay here. 3 wide's really risky around this track as the groove is really narrow, but somehow they made it work. Almost, because VK and Rosenqvist nearly made contact. Ilott now is trying to move on. This is Joseph Newgarden for 4th, and he's going to try and get Daly for 3rd as well here, as looks like Ferrucci has fallen off of Rahal there. Rahal's been the dominant car of the day here, but Ilott now is looking like a very formidable opponent. As here he comes, he's going to try and get Daly now. He's got Newgarden, he's going to go for a podium spot, as here he goes on the inside now. Callum Ilott takes over 3rd position in an absolutely flawless drive later in this race. And here he goes on Ferrucci for 2nd. So now Ilott is only has himself and Rahal, only has Rahal to go, but he's got to catch 2 seconds here. So we'll see if he catches Rahal by the end of this race here. They will have to pit one more time because the tires are starting to fall off, but Ilott seems to be about 2 seconds a lap, or 2 mile an hour a lap quicker. And by lap 108, Ilott has caught Rahal. Callum Ilott, the fastest driver on the track right now, has now caught Graham Rahal. And both cars have fallen off, but Ilott has just fallen off a lot more gracefully than Rahal has. And now, there he goes. But pit stops are coming, and it's going to come down to track position here. It just is. Graham Rahal would then pit early, once again, short pitting, trying to undercut Ilott. It caught him off guard there. And we're going to see how this plays out for Rahal here. Tires are ready for Graham Rahal. Ilott would stay out, though, till lap 114 as we're starting 114. They're calling him in this time. I think this is a bit of a mistake. He's one of the last cars to pit, believe it or not, here. And Ilott, they're calling him in, but they don't have tires lined up, so I'm thinking they might try and do a splash and dash to re-undercut Rahal. They're trying an overcut and an undercut at the same time. I think they're just going to give him a splash and go and try and get him out in front of Rahal. Now, Rahal's got tires, so he's going to be quicker than Ilott, but I think if that was going to work, they held him out an awfully long time. A real long time to do that. 108 to 114 to 115, really, as he comes across the line there. That's going to be a real hard one to gain back. And here we go. Here comes Ilott out of the pits. Where is Graham Rahal? There he is. I think this is going to be a pretty easy Rahal lead here. I think they just held Ilott out too long, as there's Ilott coming out of the pits, and there goes Rahal. So Rahal has fresher tires than Ilott, because Ilott's on his old tires, and has the lead. So that undercut did not work for Ilott, and now there's going to be a battle here, I think. There is, because Ferrucci has fresh tires too in 3rd. And as we approach with 2 to go, Ferrucci would be catching Ilott for 2nd, as Ilott is really struggling with that car. He's just got to hold on for a lap and a half to take 2nd here on Santino Ferrucci. He's already 7 seconds behind Graham Rahal. And he does have Oliver Behrman in the middle of them, but it looks like Ferrucci's going to get Behrman here, and will he get Ilott here is a big question, and it looks like he goes for it. Ferrucci takes over 2nd position from Callum Ilott. However, no one was catching Graham Rahal as he comes home to win the Expel 186 here at Texas Motor Speedway in a thrilling showing here. It was a very clean race, very competitive race. So, congratulations to Graham Rahal. Graham Rahal, after leading 86 of the 124 laps, was the dominant car of the day, not even close for anybody else coming near him. However, Ferrucci comes home second, just passing Ilott and actually gaining almost a full second on him. By the end of that lap, third is Ilott, fourth is Daly, fifth is VK, sixth is Newgarden, seventh is Dixon, eighth is Herta, ninth is Palou, 10th is Rosenqvist, 11th is Pagenaud, and the last points paying spot's going to go to Will Power as Ericsson, McLaughlin, Kirkwood, Lundgaard, Malukas, Lawson, Schwartzman, Robb. No rookies actually in the top 12. Seems like some of them have some oval experience they need. Grosjean, Harvey, Behrman, Peterson, DeFrancesco, Mann, Ticktum, Latifi, Giovinazzi, Chicotto, Rossi, Award, and Hanley. All those final three did not finish the race, but overall, outside of that one incident, a pretty clean race. Right here are the driver points leaving Texas Motor Speedway. These are the only drivers who have points. Colton Herta with 17. Grosjean and Ilott tied with 15 because Ilott got a couple from St. Pete. Herta, of course, is the highest running of the cars as he got a second at St. Pete. Grayhall also on 15, so three-way tie for second. Giovinazzi, Lawson, Daly, Rossi, VK, McLaughlin, Power, Newgarden, Dixon, Award, Palou, Schwartzman, Rosenqvist, Ericsson, Pagenaud, and Behrman. Award and Rossi should have a lot more points than they already have right now. In Rookie of the Year standings, we have Liam Lawson, Robert Schwartzman, Ollie Behrman, Antonio Giovinazzi, Stingray Robb, Dan Ticktum, Benjamin Peterson, Nicholas Latifi, Johnny Chicotto Jr., and Ben Hanley in that order. It looks like if you're Hanley, we're expecting a pretty big penalty for Hanley for causing that incident. I would expect Hanley maybe not to be racing next week from what I've heard from the stewards. It was a pretty no change in manufacturer standings. Honda has 85 points along with Chevy on 65, and then Ferrari got no points today. So, bad run for Ferrari. Their oval car might not be the greatest right now. But, yeah, they also have less cars than everybody else, so I would expect them to maybe not win the manufacturer standings, but we'll see. And now it's time for the team standings. Andretti Autosports, with their 5-car army, is still the points leader here as they have amassed quite a large lead over Penske. Ed Carpenter had a really great race at Texas from having nothing. So, that's going to be important to note. Arrow McLaren SP, they should be on a lot more points than they're on. Rahal Letterman only had one win. Outside of that, they didn't get much. Scuderia Ferrari, that's all from St. Pete. Ganassi on 12, they should have a lot more than they do if it weren't for mistakes on Dixon's team. Foyt on 12, that's all Ferrucci. Red Bull on 9, Meyer Shank on 2. Pagenaud did really well at Texas. Dale Coyne, Dreyer and Reinbold, Squadra Eurostar, Carlin, and Dragon Speed all on 0. And they might be on 0 for a while, some of those teams, as they seem to be perennial mid-packers there. With that being said, we are going to be off to the Grand Prix of Long Beach next week. We hope to see you there for the next round of Long Beach.